This mini lesson today is on AR verbs in the present tense. If you look at the list of verbs listed below, these are the infinitives, and you should hopefully notice that they all have the same pattern of ending in the letters AR. That's why they're called AR verbs. And we can see that we have verbs like hablar, to speak, bailar, to dance, cantar, to sing, estudiar, to study, trabajar, to work, caminar, to walk, cocinar, to cook, limpiar, to clean, lavar, to wash, buscar, to look for, mirar, to watch or to look at. In each case, the infinitive in Spanish is one word, hablar, while in English it's represented by the to and then the verb form. We're going to learn how to work with these today by conjugating them to make them work with each individual pronoun. In order to do this, we can see several examples here of verbs conjugated, the AR verb forms. In the left column, you can see all the yo forms, and they all end, hopefully you notice, with the O. Yo bailo, yo trabajo, yo estudio, etc. The tu forms of the verbs end in AS. And you remember from the mini lesson on pronouns that yo is when you're talking about I, things that you do, I myself. Tu is when you're talking to a friend. Tu bailas, you dance. Tu trabajas, you work. Notice that the endings are different in Spanish. The O is always going to go with the yo form, while the AS is always going to go with the tu form. Él y usted baila, trabaja, estudia. It looks just like the tu form, except the S is no longer there. Nosotros and nosotras bailamos, trabajamos, estudiamos. And lastly, ellos, ellas, and ustedes bailan, trabajan, estudian. Hopefully you notice that the pattern goes yo, o, tú, has, él, usted, a, nosotros, nosotras, amos, ellos, ellas, and ustedes all end in the conjugation an. It's very simple to make this conjugation, 3 easy steps. First thing, we want to identify who the verb is working with. Am I doing the action? Are you doing something? Is it he or she that's doing something? In each case, we have different categories. Yo, tú, the él, usted, nosotros or nosotras, and lastly, the ellos, ellas, and ustedes. The next step we want to do is, once I've identified that I am doing something, yo, I'm going to cut off the AR ending of the verb to get the stem. There's my AR, get rid of it, and I'm left with the stem of the verb. And the last step is to add the appropriate ending for the person that I stated in number 1. So for the yo form, I want to end the verb in O, so I would put then yo hablo. Had I chosen tú, it would end with AS, so this verb then becomes hablas. The endings for AR verbs in the present tense look like this. Yo, o, tú, has, él, ella, usted, a, nosotros and nosotras, amos, vosotros and vosotras, which is used only in Spain, ais, and the ellos, ellas, ustedes ends in an. Every single AR verb that's in the regular form will end in these letters when we're talking in the present tense. Yo hablo, yo bailo, yo nado, yo cocino, all the way through the pattern. O, has, a, amos, an. To show you hablar, which is the verb to speak, it would look like this. Yo hablo, tú hablas, él, ella, usted habla, nosotros hablamos, vosotros habláis, ellos, ellas, and ustedes hablan. Notice again that each of the verbs looks the same except for the ending is going to be different. O, has, a, amos, and an. When we're conjugating these verbs, it's important to remember that not only do they mean I speak, but it also has the helping verbs do and am included. So when you make the statement, yo hablo, you're saying I speak, you're saying I do speak, or you're saying I am speaking. There is no distinction in Spanish. Yo hablo español, I speak Spanish. Yo hablo español, I do speak Spanish. Yo hablo español, I am speaking Spanish. For the Spanish speaker, that one single conjugation, hablo, means all 3 of these things that we would use in English. Hablo francés. If you notice, because I already see that the verb ends in an O, I can tell that it's yo, so I don't have to include it every single time I use it. You can include it, or you can leave it off, because the verb ending itself makes it very clear who the speaker is. Yo hablo, hablo, the same exact thing. Also, this is important for when we're asking a question. Because we know the helping verb is already included, I can just simply ask you, ¿Hablas otra lengua? Do you speak another language? Or you could understand that question to mean, are you speaking another language? And the context would clarify the situation for you. So it's your turn to practice. You should pause the video at this time and see if you can do these conjugations for the verb and the pronoun given in parentheses. For example, if I'm looking at the hablar, I want to conjugate it for the yo form, so it should be yo hablo. When you finish, continue on with the video. Great job. So hopefully you saw these answers. I've put in purple. You can see that the yo look the same. They both end in O. The yellows are the ellos, ellas, and ustedes forms. They have the an endings. The tú has the as, and the el, ella, usted all ended in the a form. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight into how AR verbs work in the present tense. Muchas gracias. Adios.